Becky Lynch fans, I got some news that you have been waiting for. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is, why you should be absolutely thrilled, and why I cannot wait, why I'm so excited. And I wanted to talk to y'all about it today because Becky Lynch, she has been out the game for a while now. She wrapped up her WWE commitments before her contract expired with the company on June 1st. She opted against resigning and took time off with the expectation that she would eventually return. She put over Liv Morgan at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE, dropping the Women's World Championship to her. And then 2 nights later on Monday Night Raw, she put Liv over yet again. This was huge. This was just absolutely massive for Liv Morgan. It helped elevate her to another level. It put her as the Women's World Champion, one of the faces of Monday Night Raw, and the face of the Raw Women's Division. So, with that being said, Becky Lynch, when she opted to leave WWE, it was simply not because of money. And no, don't believe Jonathan Coachman, who came out and stated that, well, she turned down WWE's big money offer of $2 million, and Fightful was like, no, we've heard that it was way more than that. Becky Lynch, she was not going to go to AEW. It was reported at the time that she wasn't going to go to AEW, and months later, as we record now in November, it's simply not the case. She doesn't fit the AEW mold. She made a name for herself in WWE. Her husband still works for the company. There's no reason for her to leave WWE, right? There's no reason. Creatively, whatever she wants to do, she can do. Financially, well secure. But people have been wondering when Becky Lynch would return to WWE. How long would this hiatus from WWE last? Would she really take a year off, 5 years, 10 years? How long would this be? Well, Becky Lynch fans can rejoice because it's not going to be that long. It's not going to be 10, it's not going to be 5, it's not even going to be a year. And this is dramatic. And this is huge for the company because it gets back one of its biggest stars. And I'll tell you when she's expected to return. Becky Lynch is coming on a time where WWE they've never been more profitable. They've never been more hot in decades, I should say. They've been hotter in the Attitude Era, but financially they made more money than ever. Now, PW Insider came out with an interesting report because Lynch is expected to be back in time for the Raw premiere on Netflix in early January. It's the first Monday in January. Now, this means that the two sides, they're either close or have already agreed to a new contract. She's slated to make her first public appearance since departing from WWE this coming weekend in LA, where she's going to discuss her memoir. Keep in mind that WWE, they're expected to load up the card for the Raw Netflix debut with big matches and names, including John Cena for the Raw debut. Now, we don't know exactly what WWE has planned for Becky Lynch or exactly when she will return. If I had to take a guess at it, I'm going to say that if I'm WWE, how do I maximize this as much as possible? Sure, you could go the traditional route of, well, we just have her make a surprise return on the show. Golly, that'd be a great moment. I don't think that. I don't do that. I want to advertise it. If I'm WWE, I'm going on Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. As soon as we have a deal in place with Becky, because that's a big deal, right? If they haven't signed the agreement, don't come out and pre-advertise her. But if you have an agreement in place, I'm going out as soon as possible. Heck, this Monday, and I'm saying Becky Lynch will be on the episode of Raw on Netflix. The very first one, come January. Mark your calendars. This is going to be a massive event. WWE is going to have a huge audience for this show. They had a huge audience when they went from USA Network to Fox with SmackDown. They will have a gigantic audience. It's no different from when they hold Saturday Night's Main Event here in a few weeks. They're going to have a massive audience. Why not build on that? Why do the typical, well, you got to tune in to see what's going to find out? No! You advertise it in advance. You get it where you need to be. You need to get as many eyeballs on this. Netflix is paying a ton of money, and Netflix is the future of WWE programming. I believe that when their Peacock deal ends for their premium live events, they're going to move all their PLEs to the streaming service, from Peacock to Netflix. I anticipate there being one day where all WWE programming is on Netflix. It's the biggest streamer on the planet, and I don't see anyone taking market share from them. So, you're having John Cena. He's already come out. Heck, he announced over the summer that he was going to be on the first Raw Netflix episode, right? So, if John Cena can do it 6 months in advance, surely a Becky Lynch can do it a month in advance, 2 weeks in advance, a week in advance. I don't care when they announce it. All I care is that they do announce it. Becky Lynch is a huge star. She's a mega star. She is one of their most popular stars that they have under their roster. She is more over than most. She is a name value type where when she is added to the marquee, she sells tickets. When she is on television, she moves ratings. When she is mentioned on social media, she gets engagement. That's how big of a star Becky Lynch is. And so if you look at it from that standpoint, then you absolutely have to advertise her. You have to let people know, yes, we're moving to Netflix. Yes, we're going back to 3 hours, God help us. Yes, John Cena's going to be there, and probably The Rock, and obviously Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes, and all your normal heavy hitters. But if you want to see something, you want to see what does Becky Lynch have planned next? Will she go after Liv Morgan? Will she try to go get her revenge? Will she try to get back the Women's World Championship? Should Liv still be champion? Does she come back as a babyface? Does she come back as a heel? If not Liv, then who? So many questions, so little answers. There's intrigue, there's interest, there's speculative. There's so much to it other than, well, we'll just have her appear. No, screw that. I want people talking. I want people guessing. I want people speculating. What is Becky Lynch going to do on her first night back? Who is she going to target? What is she going to say? All you have to do is come out and say, Becky Lynch is slated to appear on the very first episode of Raw on Netflix. Tune in, right? You want to go as far as saying Becky Lynch is going to kick off the show. Like, you can do so many different ways, so many different things, and it would be so much more interesting than what they are doing, right? So if that's the case, go ahead and do it. If that's the case, make it happen. If that's the case, you must capitalize. That's the way I would look at it. Don't look at it as, well, yay, we're getting Becky Lynch back. No. Yay, we're getting Becky Lynch back. And how can we capitalize on her return? How can we build up that momentum? How can we do this? How can we do that? That's what I would be interested in. And I think that WWE will do that in the long run. It may be not right now. It may not be in the month of November. But come December, I see that happening. Let me know in the comments there below whether or not you agree with me or not.